Ocala.
25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I moved one time, Robin, more than one time. One time I moved, and I had, it was like a 15-mile move, I guess, from one home to the next home. And I had 2 dogs and 2 cats, I think,
Yes.
and that meant that move. So the 2 dogs were in the car. They just thought it was the best thing ever, getting out in that car and going over to the next place and just sniffing everything. The 2 cats looked like they needed an exorcist. I mean, their eyes were gigantic. They were vomiting. They were peeing on each other. They were just having the hardest time in that car. And I wasn't driving fast, and I didn't go far. I was only 15 miles. And so, okay, once we get settled in, they, I don't know if cats thank God, but they were thanking God that they were thanking God that hell was done with. And
Yeah, that was especially which
oh my
one.
gosh,
He was a mess.
Oh my gosh, they were, and the dogs was just so different. So when I'd go on a vacation or something, I would say to the cats, "I'm sorry, I can take the dogs. I'm sorry, you guys. I'll get a babysitter for you."
That's right.
I never took the cats, and now I'm wishing I had, because this next book tells me that I was completely wrong about the idea of taking cats. This is a delightful book. Oh my gosh. If you, I don't have a cat anymore, but this makes me want to get a cat. Adventure Cats is the name of the book. It's written by our guest, Laura J. Moss. She's a journalist. She's a mom to 3 rescue animals. She's a contributor to CNN, The Huffington Post, Forbes, Yahoo, Best Friends magazine. She's the co-founder of AdventureCats.org. She spent 6 years as the senior editor for the Mother Nature Network. And my gosh, it says as a subtitle, Living 9 Lives to the Fullest. Yes, your cat can hike, camp, sail, and more. Laura Moss, my cats would have loved you, because I don't know. Good morning, Laura. Thank you for being on the air with us today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
How many cats do you have?
I have 2 cats and a dog.
Do they all go hiking with you? See, I like this. You could put the cat in the backpack. You can't put a big dog in a backpack.
Not easily. Our dog hikes a lot. We've only, I leash trained my cats when they were about 3 and 5 years old. So they are, cats are very much creatures of habit. And since they spent most of their life indoors, going into the backyard was a big adventure for them. So far we've kept our adventures close to home around the neighborhood. And in the yard we have like a creek and some woods. And they love to explore down there and put their paws in the water. So I think, for my cat, that's a huge adventure. For me, not so much. But as all cat owners know, our cats call the shots, so we do what they want to do. But I think I volunteer with a rescue here in Atlanta, and it's only a matter of time until I bring home a kitten. And I'm hoping that, when you leash train a kitten, young cats are so open to new experiences that I think, we could make him or her an adventure cat from day one, and join my husband and me and our dog on our camping and hiking trip.
Oh my gosh. In my neighborhood, I have a lot of feral cats. I don't know that feral is the right word, because they're fed probably by everybody in the neighborhood. So they have no problem finding food. But I often think they don't want me to come near them. They won't. I mean, they'll take the food, but they won't let me pet them or hold them or anything like that. And I don't know. I love cats. People say men don't like cats. Women like cats. Men like dogs. I like both. I'm a pet guy.
Mm-hmm.
I love pets.
No, that's exactly what I love to hear you say that. One thing that we really hope Adventure Cats does is show people that both cats and cat people aren't what you expect. There have been, I've talked to men who say that they would like to adopt a cat, but they worry that, how it will be perceived, or that women are worried if they get a cat, they'll be called a crazy cat lady. And it just, it bothers me that these stereotypes could prevent people from wanting to take home a cat. So it's so great to hear you say that you're a cat guy.
Oh my gosh. I'm looking at the cat. First of all, for the listeners, this is just a beautiful book. I mean, you've done such a good job with the book, and I'm talking about the pictures. Because I'm flipping through the pictures right now.
I love the one of the cat in the snow. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, we have. There's a, I don't know, is it Ruger or Jesper? There's a cat in Norway who skis with his humans, and then there's one in Michigan who like snowshoes and romps through the snow, and they're just such gorgeous pictures.
They're beautiful. And it looks like the cats are actually enjoying themselves. They're not like ready to bolt, like get this picture over with, I'm going to leave.
Yes, it's very important to us. I mean, because not every cat is an adventure cat, just as, not every person wants to go on an adventure either. And so we always try to, the cats that we showcase are the ones where we can tell they're having a good time, and, they're in a safe, and, their humans are putting them in the safest possible environment. So making sure the cat's having fun is so important.
I'm just guessing now, I'm not a cat or animal expert in any way, but if you start them out as little kittens with leashes and taking them for walks, is that probably a way to get your cat to want to do these things?
Yes, I would say that's one of the easiest ways, because, kittens they're open to new experiences, just as, any young person is too. And so for a cat that's been raised on a harness and leash coming indoors and out, it's a way of life, and it's not as much of a tough adjustment, I would say. A lot of the cats that are featured in the book have been adventuring since they were very young. One of my favorites is that there's a cat named Quandary in Colorado who hikes with her mom and dad, and he actually proposed to his wife with Kitten on a trail, and so Quandary's been hiking with them since day one, and now they hike all over the Rockies.
Wow, that is pretty cool.
Look at this one picture, this cat on a rock next to a river. Oh my God, that's a beautiful picture right there.
You even have Floyd the lion.
Was a lion in here?
Oh, Floyd the lion is a Persian cat in Colorado, and he's so fluffy, and a lot of people compare him to a dog because he'll just run right up to you and wag his tail. And I've gotten to walk him before, and he will literally pull you down a trail.
Can we keep you on longer? I just love this conversation. I would rather talk about this than politics or accidents and murders. This is so much more delightful.
You talk about how to keep the cat safe, though, when you're trail hiking, which is pretty important. You know what to do when you've got other kind of wildlife out there.
Yes, I think the people I've talked to who take their cats out, they're such, conscientious, careful cat owners. And so, they take their cats in areas they've been before, where they kind of know what to expect. And, they always put the cat safety first, and they know what to do if, they were to encounter wildlife or even an off-leash dog, which is what, most of them encounter. So it's just a matter of keeping your cat as safe as possible.
Oh, my gosh. So, like with dogs, sometimes you'll be walking your dog and there's an unleashed dog, and the two of them will start to sniff, and you pray, oh, please don't get in the fight. Please don't get in the fight. Right. But does that happen with cats, with other cats?
Mm-hmm. I don't know too many cats who've encountered other cats on the trail. We did we had a meetup in Central Park last year with a lot of cats, and, I was a little nervous at first, but the cats were I don't know if it speaks to the personality, but they all met up and they had a good time.
So they say cat. People will say cat fight. They got in a cat fight. Well, cats. I mean, usually when you hear cats sounding like they're fighting, they're mating. That's the sound they make, right? That means baby kittens are on the way. That's what that means.
You even have a cat that likes surfing, which is pretty cool.
This is such a nice book.
I was very surprised by that, and when I first heard about it, I was a little worried. I'm like, this cat can't possibly enjoy the ocean, but after talking with his cat owners and seeing how careful they were and how he was actually injured as a kitten, so he had to be bathed a lot because of his treatments, and so he got very comfortable in water. And now when they pick up the leash or the beach bag, he gets excited and runs to the door. And so I think, you can tell the cat's having a good time, and that they always put his best interest first.
My goodness. The book is called Adventure Cats. Laura J. Moss, thank you so much for being on the air and for doing this book. The Beatles, the musical group The Beatles, that shows you how old I am. One time I had a statement. They said, you want to build a new swimming pool? Just write a song. We'll build a swimming pool. You're going to build a swimming pool. Yeah. You're going to sell so many of these books. You're going to, this is a hit. This is a hit. I have a feeling. Laura, thank you for being on the air. Real quick, before we say goodbye, any website you would direct us to?
Yes, our website is adventurecats.org, and you can find places to buy the book, as well as lots of resources and stories about these amazing cats.
All right, I apologize for getting you over the time limit there. Adventure Cats is the book. Adventurecats.org is the website. We'll take a little break. Thank you, Laura. We'll be right back.
I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg. Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation.